Why did you choose the name Sonata Home Design? I get asked this question a lot, and I think people essentially want to know, what is a sonata and how does that relate to home decorating? Well, one of my biggest passions in life is music. I was a music teacher for 34 years, and while choir and voice were my focus, I grew up playing the piano and have always loved piano music and compositions, and a sonata is a type of composition. It's a certain form. And this form is actually a way that I look at how I decorate a room. So there are three main parts to a sonata. You've got the exposition, you've got the development, and you've got the recapitulation. You can also have an intro that happens sometimes. And then usually there's a little thing on the end called a coda, and we'll talk about that. But when I decorate, it's very much the same way. You start with the exposition, which is the main idea. That's the inspiration, that's the thought, that's the idea that gets the whole thing going. And in decorating, for me, that could be a piece of fabric. It could be an architectural element in a room. It could be a pillow. It could be the leg of a chair that inspires me to try something or to do something. More times than not, there is color involved with my choice. But it's that main idea that kind of gets me going and thinking, okay, I can see let's see where I can take this within a room. So the second part is the development. So this is taking that idea and fleshing it out. Adding the layers into the room with your inspiration. Okay, what do I do with the walls? Do I paint the walls? Do I paint the trim color? Is that the same color? Is it a different color? Is there going to be carpet on the floor? Is it hardwood? If it's hardwood, what kind of rug do I want to put on top of that? So it's all of those different elements now that I'm developing as I decorate a room. So the third movement is called the recapitulation. So this is referencing that first idea, that first inspiration that you had, and it might be just taking that a step further. I like to think of it as there's a through line that goes through all three of the movements, and so there's a connection within the room. And then from room to room. And again, for me, often it's color. Ironically, I did not do this on purpose. I'm wearing a green sweater today, and I noticed the green artwork and the green plant. That was not on purpose. But this is a color that I love. This is a color that I feel comfortable living in, literally. And so deep greens and blues and bold pink and red. These are colors that I love to decorate with. And while that might sound like kind of a hodgepodge, if you think through what you're doing from room to room, it actually connects all of the spaces together, or even within one space. So you've got the exposition, the development, the recapitulation, and then there's usually a coda at the end. And the coda is just time to wrap it all up and have a little fun, maybe show off a little bit, maybe add a little surprise to the room so that it really pops and really shows your personality. So that is what a sonata is. That is how I think it relates to decorating, and that is why I chose the name Sonata Home Design.